okay. I wasn't expecting that. It did.
I was like, you're having a whole thing. I was like,
I know. I was like, oh, this is so cute. And then it was like, I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's the chaos.
That's the beauty of it. It really
not to mention, I'm
captures
like,
the
I'm
group.
sorry. Have you, like, you're like acting like that was the first time you saw it. We've had it for a while.
It is the first time I saw it because the last couple of writers' rooms, I didn't catch the beginning. Like I would kind of come in after it had already started. Sorry.
It is what it is.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Writers' Room. We missed last month, so hope everybody's doing well. I will go ahead and let my co-hosts introduce themselves and our guests. So we'll start with Barrett and go around.
Okay. Thanks for having me. This is my favorite time of the month because we have so much fun. I cannot wait to hear JC's treatment. So looking forward to that. If you can come hang out on my channel at some point, I'll make videos again. Like I have edited things, I just haven't like uploaded. So like soon, someday-ish. Stay tuned. Tiff.
Hello, I'm Tiffany TLRS. You guys know me. I'm here every month almost. I don't know. I got books. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I've already learned something new. I thought there was just human and human, but apparently I'm wrong.
Morgan's answer was just so savage. She was like,
I wasn't trying to be savage.
I know. It was like, I've never heard anything so crazy.
She's a witch.
How dare you think that?
He's a witch. Like, such a good
Morgan,
time.
so you know. Hi.
Maybe that should be a poll in the chat.
Ooh. Oh,
I don't think I'm the only person that thought that. I have a hard time believing that. That or I'm just weird, which I'll accept too.
Well,
you are kind of weird.
We can do it as a banner. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm JC. That's good enough. I have books. I post videos on Mondays. I live stream on Wednesdays at 7. I was about to say 8 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I also have a book releasing summer 2024 called The Weight of Her. And yeah, that's it. That's enough. Are witches human or no?
Ooh, yes.
No.
We need
it. Especially not if you're a full-blooded witch. You're definitely not a human.
Right.
I still think they're human.
Hello, everyone. My name is Morgan Lee. You're welcome to my channel. So
Captain America had superpowers and he was human.
But if you're superhuman, you're still not technically human.
By definition on that one.
If
because
you have
it's like in the name.
And magical abilities, you're not
super.
A human being.
There's a word
in the word. Superhuman. You're human.
Witches get stitched on. I love that. I love that.
But we are interested to know, are we the only people that thought, yes, I concur.
That's still human.
That witches were not
more than human.
More
still
than human.
No.
So I'm saying witches are still human.
Less than human, still human? No.
Now, see, I feel like
it's the savageness of the delivery for me that I love.
7 years ago,
it was like a humanoid creature who looks human, but it's not human. It's less than human. See?
Backstage, Morgan literally goes, "No."
I mean, Morgan's face was serious, but I was with her.
Oh, Scott, right there. Witches are human, originating in Salem.
No, that's just wrong. I'm sorry.
But they didn't originate in Salem.
No, they didn't. Salem was just where,
that was
the witches in Salem.
Not Dr. Phil.
We don't really know if the witches in Salem were actually witches or if they were just accused of being
right. Witches. That's what I was like. No, fairness, most of the witches in Salem weren't witches, but
yeah, they were just accused.
Yeah.
Maury Provich.
But
you are not a witch.
You are a witch.
Say hello to the people.
Morgan didn't finish her intro. Morgan did not finish her intro.
Hello, I didn't, but you know me. You don't need to know anymore. Hello, Sky. Hello, Melissa. Who else is here? That's all.
Is Jerry Springer dead? Is that real?
Yes.
Yeah.
When
He
did
died a couple of
die?
years ago.
Holy
Yeah.
man.
I mean, they did tributes for him and everything. Like,
Oh wow, like a long time ago. He died in okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
now, Barrett, I'm gonna need you to know these things.
Okay. That's a shame.
See, we're all learning new things today.
But yeah, we're here to help Tiffany with her story, which is a paranormal mystery. Yes, so
Series.
tell us
with
about it.
the person who apparently is half human, half witch.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
To me, I think it's just human with
No,
witch.
Okay.
she probably has less powers because she's only half.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out, whether, well, one, I'm trying to figure out, so her mother was a witch and her father was human, like full human. Her mother's a full-blooded witch. Let me just clarify.
Now we're distinguishing full human.
Because apparently we need to clarify for Tiffany. So what I was thinking, I actually kind of got a little bit of an idea last night, was that so she grows up without her mother, just her father. So she doesn't know that she's part witch, but her gift is activated once her mother is killed, was what I was thinking last night. And she has this gift of the ability to be able to walk through people's dreams and control the outcome of things, or at least that's what I'm thinking. That could be changed, but because my daughter is actually the one who gave me the idea for this series. It's called the Dreamwalker series. I think that could change too. Where she has the ability to walk through people's dreams. So I was going to make her like a paranormal investigator, maybe, in solving paranormal mysteries. But the first one she's going to solve is her mother's death and who killed her mother, after she finds out that her mother's a witch. And you see, I don't really know where I'm going here with this. I just know that I wanted this to be, so the town is called Willow Falls, and it's going to be a town that was built on top of the old Salem villages. Like, so where the Salem witch trials happened, it's built on top of that land, which hopefully plays a part into the story at some point, because that's why I did
it. Isn't Salem still there?
Oh, it's not called Salem anymore though. It's called it's now Danvers, Massachusetts.
Oh.
They rebuilt it. Yeah. I think Salem gave it a bad name and they wanted to change the name. So it's now called Danvers. That is the extent of what I don't. Salem as in Days of Our Lives? No, Margaret. Maybe she died in an unfortunate disaster. Oh, God. Okay. Richard, I have to tune you out. So I don't really so what I'm trying to figure out is how to make this work.
Well, since we make the show work so well, let us have your book.
Because I wanted it to be a town where humans and witches and other creatures live together, but not together. So maybe there's a portal or something.
Well, so these are the questions, right? Like so are the worlds separate? Like do the two bleed out? Like, do humans and witches and werewolves and mortals, non-mortals, all the things, do they walk amongst one another openly, or is it like or is there like an otherworldliness about is it one world or multiple worlds? I
was thinking it was one world at first, but then I'm like, maybe there should be like a magical, like a portal that opens up into the realm where the otherworldly creatures live. But I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Right.
So,
okay.
Morgan.
So she doesn't know that her mother is a witch. Has she ever met her mother?
No.
Okay.
Do we know where her mother is, or why her mother isn't around?
These are things I don't know.
Because
I just know, okay, what I wrote down last night was that she's going to find out that her mother comes from a very extremely powerful line of witches. What line
does
is
she
it?
know witches already exist? Like, is the witch thing news
Right.
to her, or is just the
Right.
powerful witch?
Just the power.
Knows about the whole portal to
Okay.
the other magical realm
Okay.
and
So
things
that's
like that. She just doesn't know she belongs to that magical realm as well. Because
Okay.
her father has kept it hidden to protect her from whatever extremely powerful line of witches her mother belongs to, which is the reason she got killed.
So is it possible the mother left as well to protect her?
Like his mom's
It
still
is
alive.
possible, and let me write that down. Thank you. Well, no, because
Also, Richard, is that a thing?
I was
The Cold War Berlin, the witch zone, the human zone, and the elf zone?
No, I think he's throwing out like an idea, right? Like think of like Cold War Berlin, how the wall like separated off.
Oh,
But what
okay,
if you
okay.
had, I mean, obviously we could make a few other connections. I just don't know.
as in Gorbachev tear down that wall type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, what was happening there in that statement?
I actually like that. Hold on. Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of an interesting idea.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I actually think that's a.
Go ahead. No,
Go ahead.
sorry.
No,
No,
you were
go
gonna
ahead.
say.
No, go ahead.
Oh, all I was gonna say is I think that's so I always, and I'll let the other two speak for themselves, but for me, I always love when I open a story and even though there's no new like stories, no original ideas, something about it feels different, and that is an idea I think that's different, or at least I haven't. I mean, I can think of a few stories that are similar, but not using that kind of a
idea.
Yeah, and like making it like a Cold War type situation between the humans and the witches and the every different
which
factions.
would play in more to the why her father kept her from knowing who her mother is, who she is, or whatever.
Especially if it's like, I don't know if it's like forbidden for them to like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mix.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I would think.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah.
And to Tiffany's point, when she said, "Is the mother really dead?" Yes, she is, because that's how her power is activated. Her powers isn't activated until her mother dies.
Well, but death doesn't have to be final, right? Like I guess think of Morgan's abilities and stories to bring back the dead,
especially being
witch. Well, that's true.
Dead doesn't always mean
and
dead
maybe
forever.
That could be part of her journey, is figuring out how to bring her mother back.
Like when she comes into her power, maybe like something she learns or something she does ends up bringing her mother back.
Or like when she maybe when she's like passes a mirror, the reflection she sees is her mother, and that's when they can communicate, something like that, right?
I love it.
See, I was thinking that's good, but I was also thinking if she walks into dreams, like what if that's how her power is activated? Like when her mother is killed, she's actually asleep, and the mom comes to her in the dream, and then that kind of pulls her in, if you will.
Yes, all of that. That's why Tiffany is brilliant. All of you are brilliant. This is why I'm here.
Agree.
Okay.
Agree.
Ooh,
I do wizard rig. I also like the idea if you are doing it, say like the Cold War with like the forbidden zone, if you will, being the magical realm. You could even make it where maybe she has flashbacks of going into that realm with her mother as a kid, but she doesn't understand why.
Or like dreams of
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe her dreams really vivid, and she's just like
lucid dreams.
Yeah, I've always had these weird dreams, but I'm actually traveling to different places.
Well, and think about the mom being dead. I wonder if you're dead, if you still exist in dreams. So like she can talk to her mom through dreams of other people.
I like that too.
That knew her mom. So like that's
I'm writing it down, Richard.
Mom.
Like if you are going to bring the mom back, or if you are going to do something, you could even have it where maybe the mom is like, we think she's dead, everybody's saying she's dead, all the different things of dead, but maybe she's hiding in the dreams, And so she keeps coming.
Oh, I like that.
In the world in between or something, like
maybe.
limbo.
Like maybe
Or maybe
the dream world is the space between both worlds.
Or
so
maybe
if
unlocking.
she's learning how to walk through the dreams, like her mother keeps popping in, almost like everything's up to you, like kind of giving her hints that she needs to pull her back.
That's good.
Okay, apparently I need to watch Sandman.
I think you'd like it, Morgan. I do think you'd like it.
Apparently
Well,
I need to watch
or what
Sandman.
if unleashing the power pulled mom to the dream world, right? Like, what if there was like some, moment where like whatever unleashed her power, instead of killing her mother, she's still alive. She's just in that dream.
It's like what
dream
happened
world,
to Shaw,
right?
Like she's stuck. Like she's stuck.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
so
trapped,
the journey
kind
can
of.
be to free
And then
her
you
mother.
have to.
Yeah.
Right. How do you get her back?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that story is gonna feel very familiar to someone here.
But you could even, okay, so if the mother doesn't actually die and the pull is for her to be able to bring the mother back, you could still do the dream thing where the mom comes to her and tells her now it's to you or it's up to you or whatever. But you could also have her family then leave their zone and come get her because they need her to bring back
to succeed her mother.
And then the father is like, no, I've tried to, keep her from all this. And then she's kind of like, what's going on? And then everything comes together. And she finds out the truth. And maybe she's mad at everybody because she's like, how dare you not tell me?
Now the question is, who's after her mother? Because
but think of it this way. So you don't have to necessarily know that now, right? Like in fact, I ask what Morgan and them think, but I never like to know. I know. So true.
I wasn't having her kidnapped. She's in an extra role.
If the father is like, no.
I still think being held against one's will in another world is still a kidnapping make. I don't know.
Wait, now if the father is like, no, you can't take her, does that make her a kid still? Because I wasn't thinking she was a kid.
Well, no, but I think you can do a couple of things, right? You could look at different points in her life and flash forward or backwards, right?
Okay.
So you can see her at different points in her life. But the other thing is, I think the cool thing about Tiffany's idea, other than the kidnapping part, obviously, I like the idea of the other thing you could do is, make something about her, the girl's power, which is obviously something with her mom that's passed to her. If she's pulled into the dream world when she becomes a dream walker, then that power should be really unique and something that only they have. And so that's the thing that her family wants for them. And then her dad, that's the one thing he wants to keep her from, right? For whatever reason, so then there's your tension.
Maybe it's a coveted power.
Character,
she does also have the power of astral projection, but
because if it's like a Cold War type situation, right? So if it's like the magical people versus the humans, like say the dream walking is the key that they need in order to like get rid of the humans or take over the humans,
right? That's what I was thinking.
To get the humans out. So like that's why they went after her mother. Maybe they didn't know she had a daughter, and then they were like, "Oh, if we kill her, then we'll have this power." But no, it transferred to the daughter,
right?
Because she's from this.
Oh, and then they're hunting for the daughter now because
her.
Well,
she's
yeah. And the by the way, the people on the magical side don't have to all agree, right? They can be warring within themselves, factions within themselves, who also want the power, right? So it's not so. Some people may want it for altruistic reasons, family, her family, mother's family, whatever. And then other people should also look like them or be in their larger community, but still want it for like a nefarious reason. So there's like a who can she trust, right?
Right.
See, I was thinking,
so if it's a Cold War wall type of situation, is like, should I make it like they were once able to walk together in the same space and then something happened that made them put up this wall? And it's like, no, y'all stay over here and y'all stay over there.
Yes, absolutely. So like
maybe it's the fallout from the Salem witch trials.
Or maybe it was a royal of a human that ends up coming out half witch or half something more obvious, werewolf, something else. And then it becomes we need to put them down. That can't happen. So that
like a banshee or
that kid's banned away. Well, or something physical, right? Like think Shrek, but not Shrek. But something physical, right? Where then someone would say, nope, no more of this, and that's the reason that they go in and split everything up.
Split everybody, yeah.
And then the humans would want to keep the people with powers from ever getting on the same side, so trying to keep them factioned off, similarly to how like our political system works, so that people can join together and vote and overturn the few that are manipulating the many, right? So
okay. But to Barrett's point about the like the different factions and having maybe somebody who what is it?
This always plays a role in fantasy, right? There's always an element of politics and government and society at large that plays.
I was thinking it might be even more fun if it's someone in her mother's family that is the person who wants the power.
For a nefarious reason. That's even better. If there's one
maybe
of them
like a sister that she stopped talking to a long time ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Something.
Well, if the power is a hereditary one and there's only one, then sisters, one of them would hate the one that actually got it. And if she didn't know that there was a daughter.
What if they were twins? Identical.
That's what I thought of.
Okay. We're getting very.
Oh, Mom.
Oh. Yes,
See,
because you could play the reader the entire time if the mom is not actually dead. You could have the reader wondering if the mom is actually dead.
Yeah,
right.
I was thinking, what if they're twins and the twin like got rid of the mom, but she comes to the dad as the mom and is like, I need to take her with me to protect her.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Morgan. I took over your comments.
I never even thought of that.
It's fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Throwing up comments as we go.
No.
Oh, pitting the sisters against one another.
Yeah.
No.
That would
but
also
I
make
like the
sense
twins.
because if they're twins, maybe that's why she thought she would get the power. Because she killed her sister, and if it can only be one,
but doesn't know about the
maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she doesn't know that the mom has a daughter.
She doesn't know about the daughter.
They don't know about
no one knows about the daughter.
Yeah,
because she wouldn't have a cross.
She kills her, and then or does what she does to her, and then she goes and she finds.
She figures out one must be alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Yay.
And then the mom comes to her in the dream.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait. And then maybe the daughter gets confused because she doesn't know the mom has a twin. And then
the daughter doesn't know anything.
In that world, the daughter would know nothing. The daughter would know nothing at all.
Well,
You'd have to bring the daughter in from the dark. Right? The daughter would have gone with the dad to know nothing about this because he would want her to be human and stay safe. Because the only way she can stay safe is she's a witch, but she looks human. So she'll be able to pass. So then you're getting into the whole pass story. But lean into that.
Don't all witches look human?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I already deleted the banner.
Are we a witch now? Does somebody have green skin? Like, what is happening?
Defining feature so that you'll be able to tell they're witch. Maybe an eye color or a.
Okay.
Ooh, what if we steal something from Stephanie Meyer and when they use their power, something happens? They glitter or they, you know what I mean? Like, come up, steal something like that where when they use the magic.
I forget what the book is, but like when they use magic, it smells. So like,
ooh, I love that.
They give off a scent. It wasn't a very good book, but that was that was the magic.
Ooh, Tammy said things can happen in the dreams that don't when she's awake.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Well, and conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like that should be like the one, but it should be both. It should be a place where she can learn things and discover, but it also should be a scary place where like crazy things can happen that she has to run from. And you know what I'm saying? It has to be both. It can't be just one or the other.
Said a tattoo. Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Like a birthmark tattoo.
Oh, like a rune, like in the form of a rune or something that would like turn, like glow or yes. Okay, I'm like.
Are we thinking though? Kind of like what was that?
Richard.
What is it? The Shadow Walker series?
Yeah, that was
where they had the rune. Runes,
yes.
But they
and
Richard said that might be a bit close to making them wear a star.
Oh,
really? But Like
well,
the
but
star.
that would be different. That would be if the humans were making them wear it.
like
I
if it
think
was
this is more of a like.
It was.
But what if they? Okay,
At
but
birth,
what if they
That probably
changed
leans
it?
more into tribal.
Like, what if different families had different tattoos?
Right. Yes.
Margaret said pitting the sisters against each other feels done. Would need a strong twist.
What if
Well, I
the
think that was
brother-
like if we were talking about
The
if
daughter,
the
mom
daughter had
having.
a sister that she didn't know about,
I
or
don't
were we
un-
still
I
talking about the
what
twin?
if the father was
Yeah.
the villain the whole time?
Well,
I'm just saying.
No,
or someone close to him, right? Like his mother, right?
Morgan,
like
you've read
her
my stories. The
grandmother or
father's
something.
always the
You know
good
what
guy.
I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I like birthmarks.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a good
birthmarks-
idea too.
Just because they've always been the good guy doesn't mean they always have to be the good guy.
Oh, this is funny.
The father's the good guy in this one.
You're gonna have a hard time convincing a lot of us that witches aren't human, because from Harry Potter lore, we were made to believe wizard kind are humans born with the
Witches are not
ability to
human.
use.
Exactly.
Witches
Would
aren't
die on
human.
that
Y'all
hill.
can believe
I
what you
am
want.
with you, Sky. We will die on that hill.
I will
together.
die.
Maybe
on
they're
the
all
hill.
part of the same
But
family.
they're not. They're
Back up the
not.
neck.
But witches,
I-
Well, you know what?
I
Let
like
me know,
this.
Sky, when you have powers and you can do things that witches can do.
This is a good idea, JC.
What? Maybe if they're all part of the same family, there's making. Oh, I can read. There's a making on the body somewhere. Oh.
Mhm.
And how they
This
find
is. Oh, sorry. Did you? I thought.
a missing sister or twin. Well, the aunt is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and yeah, this was the idea
like
we were
that.
sending
Yeah.
her with.
Oh, I have powers.
Okay, good.
Okay. Maybe there's different witchy houses. And
Well-
as part of the initiation, there's a magical branding process.
Like a sorority. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I mean, there are different families of witches, you will.
Yes.
Because her mom's line is the most powerful, is like an extremely powerful line of witches.
Yes, Esther is with us. She has the same belief, but not from Harry Potter.
I
Doesn't mean it's true.
We're gaining force.
okay, so we figured out mom would have a twin, probably, or a sister at least, that would think she's getting the power. And again, I don't think, JC, you have to make their family the most powerful. I think that can paint yourself into a corner later that you might not want to be in.
Okay.
Instead, I would do it as they need her particular power for something. There's only one of her particular power. And then give a few other of those that are specific to the other groups. Do you know what I mean? So there's always someone who can check her power. Or else she's all powerful, and then really what's she gonna have to go up against? Or am I the only one that reads books that way? Like when I read books where someone's made their character all powerful, I'm like, why am I reading this? Because like we're gonna get through anything with just a
Yeah, you
little
don't
bit of the
want
one.
Gwenna's comment at
Right.
131.
Oh, sorry,
Gwenna.
Richards. Oh, Gwenna. Did you know humans are born with strips? They're just ultraviolet, so we can't see them. Maybe they show glow.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I'm like, I have no idea about this, but I'm like, what's happening?
Right. So
But
I don't know that I don't.
like the idea
yeah, I
that
don't know.
shows the glows when they
She's
Stripes.
gonna now Gwenna's gonna
Human
send me a Google
stripes.
rabbit hole later.
I love this
Okay.
idea. This is a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Stripes. Yes. Stripes. I'm on board with the mom being a twin and the aunt being a manipulative one. How do I get to be a witch? I don't know. Ask any of my exes.
Oh,
The one I was referencing is The Blood Mark by J.P. McLean. FYI, the developing birthmark with powers. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I'm not clicking on that, Richard.
oh God, Richard.
So
I was referencing Blood Mark. Okay, I got a Blood Mark by JP. Okay. Margaret always sending me information.
yeah. Sorry, Richard. Next week when you're here live, you can do that to yourself live when it's your turn. Or next month, not next week.
Richard.
So okay, so we figured out the mom, we figured out the dream Walker, Weaver, whatever you're going to call it thing. I think that's a really cool idea. I love that. So what do we need to figure out? We figured out kind of everything up to through an inciting incident, which is probably, well, how would that look actually? What do you think, you two,
that makes
about
her
inciting
aunt
incident?
the villain. That makes her aunt
Because you could almost make the
Next
inciting
month,
incident
Richard.
the beginning.
Okay.
You know, when she realizes her mom's been killed. Or right before, you know what I'm saying?
I'm one of the weird people. I would start the story with the mom. Like,
well,
maybe
that's what I
she's
was
running away.
like with the mom coming to her in a dream, or like with the flashback of the mom hiding her.
I would maybe do a combo. I would maybe do like she's having a flash of what she thinks is a dream. So maybe it's like her as a kid with the mom in the magical area. And then it flashes to maybe the same area, but now the mom's like running, trying to get away. And like she's fighting, if you will, for her life. And then she sees like whatever happens that kills the mom, transports the mom, whatever happens, she wakes up, she's freaked out. You know, she tells her dad about it. He's like, oh, it was just a dream. And then we see her in like the normal world for a bit.
Right.
And then the inciting incident is when either she uses her powers for the first time or she finds out that the mom is dead. Like for real. And that her dream was actually real.
Oh, okay. Write that down because I have I'm going to give you a totally different idea. And then we'll let Morgan give a third. Why not?
Okay.
Let's all write this story today.
Okay. I got it. Well,
you already wrote all that?
Not all of it, but I got the gist of it. Look.
Damn. Okay.
If you want me to write all of it, we could be sitting here in silence for a while. That's not.
So I'm with Tiffany. I think mom should be alive, but I don't know that we should ever really see her in person. So here's the way I see it happening. I see her with dad doing something out in the world. And the inciting incident will be the moment the powers shift. So she's going to be walking in normal world with dad because dad also needs to realize in that moment, the thing he's been hiding her from has just blown up in his face, whatever it was. So they should be out doing something and then she should fall asleep. Almost like, what are those people who have the disease where they just...
Narcolepsy.
Yes. She should be walking down the street and then fall asleep. And I mean asleep. He cannot wake her up. And when he tries, like her eyes should be darting back and forth and it should be like creepy somehow, right?
Yeah.
But he knows something's
maybe this
to her.
strip like glows or whatever it is.
Something, yes, right? Like something's happened to her mom at that moment. And what I then think she should see, because I think flashbacks can be overdone, but the way I think you could do this, because it's a dream world, is this should be her first time in the dream state and she should see mom's death. So like she is with her in it, in the dream world, it's happening. And this is the first time she ever sees this world. And that's when mom can tell her things. She can see what's happening. And everything she knows is she can see everything, but just like a dream, she can't see who's chasing her or who's after her. That should be the one thing that's just out of reach, right?
She can't see the evil twin.
Correct. Correct. Then there should be the moment where mom's obviously dead. And then you can do anything you want to fill in of a gap between that scene of the actual murder death scene is like her life flashing before her eyes in that dream as she wakes up. So all of the consciousness that mom had and needed to pass to her passes. So, and you can show it to the reader quickly in that vignette. That would make sense there. So dump as much as you can. And then she wakes up and then you go back to the old world and you've kind of set up, you know what I'm saying? It's what I had someone in my writing group who used to tell me to start stories that way. And she said it was like, it's a very graphic thing, but like a foreplay thing where it's a surprise and you're like, oops, that wasn't supposed to happen yet. It's like that for an inciting incident. You know what I mean? So
I love that. I love that. Also, okay, so we know the aunt is going to be responsible for her mom's death, but should she be the one to actually physically play a part in her mom's death? Like, should she like send some other...
Well, hold on.
Mythical
Sky had a thing where she said maybe the aunt isn't the villain, but maybe it's her past lover or someone evil she needs the power to bring back. Questions.
All three.
So that could be an interesting twist as well.
Agree. And I say answer Gwenna's 3 questions.
What I didn't see them because you popped it up and then took it back. Oh, it's down at the bottom. Okay.
What is she losing as part of this inciting incident? Why does she absolutely need to make a change and cannot go back? Right? So what's changing in that moment? So again, the thing she's losing probably is her mother that maybe she knew existed, but had never saw a few times. You know, I think
she always thought it was a dream, and maybe
that's a good way to do it.
Maybe she loses her father as well, because maybe she has to go into the other world, and there's a possibility she can't come back.
But then
I think that should
makes her have what? Why does she have to go into the world? Like, what? Besides her mom's powers coming to her, what is physically pushing her to?
She needs to find out who killed her mother.
But is it not?
I mean, she had never known her mother. Like, I mean, yeah, she cares because it's her mom, but why is it her responsibility?
Right.
To find out
she has to have a reason
that she never knew.
Purpose.
Right.
Or is it just the fact that her dad lied to her about her identity?
If someone, well, not my mother, but if someone, I'm sorry. If you know, you know. But if someone killed my mother, even if I didn't know her, I would want to know why. Like,
but what in her personality or what compels her to do it? Like, there has to be a reason besides it's my mother. Right. There has to be something that pulls her into that world that she's willing to sacrifice.
Maybe because she realizes she's in danger now. Because maybe she realizes she's in danger.
Or to get her back, if she believes she can bring her back. If she's been kept from her forever, they meet in that dream state in a short moment in time, and then mom's just out of reach. Then the only reason to figure out what happened to mom is to bring mom back.
Ooh,
right?
And find the necromancer. Find the necromancer.
That could be good
in the other world.
Someone else important, like maybe her maybe with her mother's death, now her father is in jeopardy as well.
Yeah.
Because maybe they found out that he hid her, like because he like the mixing part. So maybe
if the mixing thing was illegal, if that's illegal, right? If they killed those children, or you know what I'm saying, did something awful with those children, which it needs to be that level. Think Hunger Games level of stakes, right? So kill those children, if that's what it is. So the humans will kill that baby, that person, whatever, sentence them to death, whatever. Who knows what the other factions inside will do, right? That's a stake.
Yeah.
That's a reason to hide her, right?
Mark
and to be scared of the moment she might have powers. Yeah. And maybe it's something where they didn't know if she'd have them or not. Like they don't know if half-breeds would have powers or not. Maybe they won't, you know.
I like Esther. Absent mom is not big enough reason to go into a life-altering journey.
I agree too with that.
I do too. I think absent mom is enough, but especially
go on a journey. I have a better relationship with my dad now, but I would not be going on no magical quest to go find out what happened.
No, same for my dad. I'd be like, nah, he's fine. Nah, he'll figure it out. It's just not enough. There's got to be. Hi friend.
Yeah, it needs
There's
to be
gotta be
layer.
Yeah,
something.
Curiosity of like, oh, my mom, like what happened to my mom? I want to get my mom back.
And you can do the thing. You can, if you want to know how your story ends, then and you're trying to figure out how to tie it to the mother, then make it that she has to give up her powers in the end, in order to bring her mom back. That's the only way.
But this is a series.
To give the power back.
Oh,
this is a series.
So,
okay.
Then that's different.
Yeah.
So.
That's just what I said. I would ask who killed my dad.
Thank you.
But I ain't moving a finger to investigate.
That.
Okay. Okay. Eva said she can get the powers back in book 2.
Well, yeah, I was more thinking like she could give up the powers, not knowing that she would get them back.
Well, unless she'd always get them back when her mom rightfully died, or when mom was supposed to die. Do you know what I mean? Like that they'll come to her someday, kind of a thing. I don't know. It could always, JC, you could always play back into the Cold War aspect at that point. Let her have a book or two without powers, trying to figure out how to survive as a half, trying to change whatever the political system is.
Like Hunger Games?
Very. Right?
I was actually thinking Enola Holmes, actually.
Yeah, actually it is. Very Enola Holmes.
Mom, like that's a lot of the story. She's investigating what happened to mom. Enola Holmes.
It's the Sherlock Holmes.
I haven't seen it.
Well, the first story, she's kind of investigating what happens to the mom because she thinks something happened to the mom, only to find out what the whole thing was at the end. But then the second story, she's kind of in the world by herself, doing a lot of the stuff. And then the mom ends up having to come and help her at some given point for her to then find like the strength to do what she needs to do for the end.
Yeah.
So how I'm trying to figure out how am I going to punish the aunt in the end once she realizes that, you know, the aunt is the one responsible. But if I bring her back to life,
if you want it to be a series, the aunt isn't actually going to be caught until the end. Like that isn't, or am I wrong about that, Morgan? Like that's something that isn't going to come. I mean, think Voldemort. That can't happen until the last book, or else why am I still reading through? Do you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
So that has to be a bigger story.
Well, but I guess it would depend on how you're doing.
Not unless there's another villain in book 2.
Because there's this war at like faction. There could be other villains.
Okay.
Like maybe the aunt
I do like
gets away or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not really. I wouldn't call him
one. She said y'all have fun. No.
I would not call him one.
I do
I
not.
have a father.
Well, I discovered.
Oh, actually, this is a good
description. Mine died already.
This is a description of my dad, actually. So this is my description of my dad being a father. So yes, that answers the question.
A non-human?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. So plot foundation is there, but we're missing stakes.
Stakes. You need the stakes.
Yeah.
What is, and again, the stakes are for this book and then for the series, because you got to have both at the same time if you're doing a series. Ooh. So what's your short arc and your long arc?
I see Morgan's eyes.
I know it's happening.
Well, I think the long arc, if we're playing into the Cold War aspect, the long arc is her trying to change the system.
Right.
And maybe, you know, having it where the humans and magical beings can mix again and not have this wall between their worlds.
Oh, and maybe that's a good time to bring mom back, give up her powers and bring mom back so she can live with dad and they can be in love and together, which isn't a thing right now.
And I was going to have it where the dad still kind of loves her, but it was a forbidden love type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
see, I was almost wondering if maybe we bring in a romantic interest for the daughter.
Yes.
Like, and maybe that's
there's going to have to be a romantic
interest. But maybe
somewhere.
that's part of the stakes is that if she doesn't change everything, the two of them can never be together because maybe the love interest is all human. So y'all are distinguishing human and witch.
I agree with this 100.
I mean, okay. Is the aunt not going to like show herself until later on in the story? Because I was thinking if she or if somebody like attacked the dad or threatened the dad in some way, that would be the driving factor for her to go on this journey. Like maybe her original idea is to get rid of the powers. Not even like about her mom, but like so I can live with my dad comfortably. I don't want to lose my dad. Like they want me to get rid of these powers. So like if I have to go into this dream world or whatever with the woman, I don't know how she feels about her mom, like the woman who left me or whatever. Or maybe the dad spoke nicely.
Or maybe it could even be more about her survival because now that we know the mom is dead, I don't know if she is or isn't, but we'll figure that out. And if she's dead and the powers transferred to her, she's now in danger because the person who had her mom killed her aunt wants the power, so they're going to be coming after her. So wouldn't the journey be her? I mean, not again, if it's not about her trying to avenge her mother's death, maybe just for self-preservation, trying not to get killed for these powers she didn't even know she had until like 2 seconds after her mom died.
Yeah. I still think her dad should be in danger somehow.
Well, her dad is going to be in danger because he's the one hiding her, right?
Yeah.
But is he in danger once she be... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well, no, I was saying Gwenna's point is very true. She needs emotional trials, fighting her way from everything she knows, and emotional development, discovering new parts of who she is. So you need to figure out what beyond the loss of her mother, because she just already had the loss of her mother for like her whole life.
Mhm.
What beyond that is driving her in what it is that she's doing.
Right.
Well, maybe finding out who the other half of her is. She never knew she was part witch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like she's trying to save herself, and then save her dad, and then like find out who she is. That's how I kind of see it, right?
Yeah,
that's her.
Like she didn't know she was a part witch until that moment. So
and that would also depend on like what kind of person she is at the beginning of the story.
Exactly.
So, like, what is her starting class? Like, what is the thing? Has she always been a person like feeling like she was missing something of herself? Like, is she?
Yes.
What type of person is she?
Like, I don't fit in. I don't belong here. There's a part of me that's missing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think about like what would she be at the beginning of book one that she'd be different in the end of book one, but also isn't fully developed yet, right, Morgan? Because doesn't that need to drag across all of the stories to the ultimate end?
Yeah.
I think she's always felt she was different, but just wasn't sure how she was different.
Pen pal romance. Dear you.
Yay!
Yeah, like, she never fit in. Is she a strong person, a weak person? Does she have?
Maybe if I can figure out a way that she could have gotten sparks of her power before the big moment.
Love that.
Like if she got sparks of her power before the big moment, like these weird things that happened when she was around, but she didn't know how they happened. But of course, she didn't know she was part witch, so she didn't know it was like a magical thing.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's why she's always felt different and like she didn't fit in and didn't belong.
Yeah. And then like what if like when she finds out that she's part witch, like, she's just really angry at her dad, and that's part of her reason too to be like, well, I'm gonna go and to the
she's gonna be angry at her dad because he kept this from her.
Right, but like that could be part of the the driving force behind why she's choosing to go on this life-changing journey. Why she goes into the next part of the story.
Magic
to like prove herself in a way.
Yeah. Magic kidney?
I know. She said magic kidney. I was like, what? How would one write that?
She gets an organ. Magic kidney.
Right? Like, oh, go ahead and give me ibuprofen. I got that magic kidney.
But I like Barrett's opening
idea.
Where they're in wherever, I have to figure out wherever they're at.
Well, I like Luna's thing of make it high stakes though, right? Make it graduation. Make her walking across the stage at graduation, or somewhere where everyone's watching her. So then there is not one person in that room who would not know she may not be human or whatever, because that instantly will change the stakes for dad and her, right? Whenever she comes back from whatever. Does that make sense?
Sorry.
I mean, it makes sense what you're saying. I just don't necessarily.
Oh, do what you want. It's your story. I'm just saying, like, if it were me.
But it doesn't have to be graduation. It needs to be high stakes. Like, maybe it needs to be high stakes for her. Like, graduation is high stakes for everybody. What if it's high stakes for her in the sense of it could be at a family dinner with her father's family, and he never told them that he had a child with a witch. Maybe that's high stakes for her because now she could lose part of her family, the only family that she's ever known. Maybe it is at school and it's a friend who finds her and now she doesn't know, or not even a friend. Maybe it's an enemy or someone who's a bully. And now that bully knows something about her and she doesn't know if that person's going to use it. And dad doesn't know if that person's going to use it. Maybe this could affect him in some way. Whatever the stakes are, you have to make it high for her.
Right.
So whatever is going to make that for her, that's where you want your stakes to be.
And if dad's hiding her, make him hide her from everyone. And what I mean by that is no one in his human world knows that she's half witch. And no one in the witch world knows
she's right.
So no one knows.
They don't know she's exist.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I mean, they don't. Whatever exists. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? They can know she exists, but they may not know she's with their mother. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like she has to be hiding, but you know what I'm saying? They're not hunting her, I guess is the point. I think it's more about like the moment she is a witch, then everything changes, right?
Oh.
Like people are looking for her on both sides. What is happening?
Skycy, maybe she gets to go on a date with the one person she's been crushing on forever, and that's when she falls asleep and glows.
Oh.
The glows.
Her magic kidney glows through her skin. Y'all aren't right.
Y'all in this magic kidney.
Y'all aren't
That's
right,
okay.
man. We came up with the mom having a twin so that we could keep the reader sort of unsure of whether mom is alive or actually dead.
Her urine, guys.
And Gwen asked what her power and she walks in.
I'm sorry. Go hit it again.
Yeah, Gwen asked what her powers were. So she's a dream walker.
She's a dream walker. She walks through dreams and also has the power to control through the anyway.
Yeah, that was like the idea of like falling asleep, like in mid whatever, right? Because if it's if the dream is the power, then pull her into the dream world for the first time.
But here's also the question, because Gwen also put in could be her wedding day. Do we know an age range for her? Because we've been saying school stuff, but then now with the idea,
I don't know how old she is.
That's why I was like,
so
when Barrett said something about the taking the daughter away from the dad, I'm like, but she's not young. Like, she's like 21-ish.
Okay.
Well, but I think the taking away from the dad doesn't have to mean like kidnap, like a la Tiff,
like Tiffany,
thrown in the back of a van, duct taped and tossed off. I think it can also mean just
like poisoning.
Oh, Tiffany, I was teasing. Come back.
Oh, it's okay. I was turning on my fan, actually.
Well, okay, Margaret, I know 21 is technically young because I'm 44. But when I say not young, I meant like I wasn't thinking like young adult, teenage, high school type of thing. Not that young.
Well, but I think if dad would be
supervisor,
if he would be, that's a good idea.
That worked.
That's a really good idea. Don't we all wish like
professor
kill them?
Like a professor at college.
I kind of like the idea. I like the idea of it happening with her dad's family, who doesn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, I think for dad, if he's hiding her and he would die if he hid her, like if that's the result of what hiding her means, then that's what I'm saying is she doesn't have to be 13 and living under his roof,
right,
to feel the stake of that, right, of that he will die either way. It doesn't matter which side catches him, and then it's a her against them against the world thing.
He against the world. Okay, I'm sorry, got nothing to lose. It's just me against the world. I'm sorry.
Okay, what's happening? Medical episode. Yes.
Well, what if she's had narcolepsy her whole life and nobody's known that this was?
I was thinking that too.
It's connected to her power.
Yeah.
So she starts screaming, she's just out.
Well, but here's the thing. I feel like until the power passes, and tell me if you feel differently. Until the power passes to her, I feel like even if she has narcolepsy, she should always feel weird that she could never dream. Like that should be almost something she taught. Like, I could never, I've never been able to dream,
like
right?
That.
Like and then all of a sudden,
exactly. Then it's like,
but is that true? Because before we was like, well, maybe she had dreams of going to the magic realm with her mother.
Okay, but here's what maybe she can never remember her dreams,
right?
Up until then, so maybe she had dreams. But she couldn't remember, like she'd always wake up and never remember anything.
And then they come to her after she gets her power.
And then once she
has all the dreams come
power, then everything kicks in. And now she can remember the dreams that she had from the past.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Oh, I like that.
Why is she glowing?
Yeah.
Maybe her whole body doesn't glow. Maybe just the part of her that has the birthmark or the marking of the witch glows or something. Yeah, maybe not glows.
Because I had a story where like they came into their powers and then like all of a sudden like they just got like a magical. It was like a magical brand into their skin, so it just appeared out of nowhere one day on their bodies. So
and maybe it appears when her mother dies and the power passes to her. Maybe that's when the marking appears. Yeah.
Oh,
Sure. That's fine. Yeah.
Shifters sometimes in books with where they'll have, if they mate, when they do the bite or whatever, then a mark will appear on both bodies, and that symbolizes that they are connected. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh. Wow, y'all have the fog.
Oh, I like Sky. What if she falls asleep while driving her dad somewhere?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Pick something like that, or if she's like a gymnast, she's in the middle of a program, right? And then because I want to read how you write.
She's
that,
taking a tumble
like,
and then boop.
Right. Or ice skating, like ice skating somewhere.
We don't want her to die.
Riding a bike, riding a motorcycle. I mean, there's like a million different things. Yeah.
She's helping carry someone.
Well, according to you, she may not die because she's not human.
Well,
she might not because she's only half human.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know.
There was something Scott said earlier, and it's way back up there, so I don't know where it is, where she said maybe the mom and the aunt have ties to the Salem witch lore.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So I was thinking, like, what if they're like, what's that term called? Their former life. You know how former
Past
life, maybe
reincarnations.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. It's Sunday, my brain. Like, what if they are like reincarnated? No, that's stupid, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. I think so. Two things, and somebody else jump in. I think what might happen with that is you're going to have so much in your lore. It's going to actually feel like the book lore a little bit.
Okay.
Which was really good, but there's so much going on with the lore that it takes away from the actual story.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That only because you're already doing a whole lot with the dream world thing will take a lot of like world building and stuff. I think will surprise you. Or at least it would for me.
It's already surprising me as I'm trying.
So I think if you add in the layer of also needing a historical fiction element on top of it, that's going to be a lot of extra work.
Mm-hmm.
Richard.
Okay. I fought the lore and the lore.
The sense someone brought up earlier when using magic, like a certain smell or scent, and I kind of loved that idea. And I think any of these, I don't know. Back to what you were saying about her being the most powerful. If you're thinking about powers for other people to be equal, then they should be as jarring as like being able to walk through dreams. And dreams shouldn't just be that, because if you think about it on a physics level, that's really astral projection. That's really what that is. Yeah. So that power is the same. But think of some other things that you could control through someone's dreams. You could manipulate them. You could plant memories. You could.
Yeah, she's going to have the ability to do all that.
There's a whole lot of things that are really, really powerful. Well, then think of some things that would balance that out. I was thinking about it with people talking about other powers, but like swapping bodies would be a pretty powerful power. Do the people die? Like, what does that look like? Necromancy, I think, is always powerful, being able to play with the dead. Yeah. So some kind of power that's emotion. Yes. But make like 4 or 5 really strong ones, because especially if you're doing it over multiple books, you might want to work your way through each of those families with some sort of an overarching power that's equal to hers.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'd also, you got to think of the balance of it, because either in her personality or in what she's taught in some way, because if you think about someone who can walk into people's dreams, control them, manipulate them, plant thoughts, whatever it is, what's to stop them from going bad? What's to stop them from using that power in the wrong sense, especially if you do have someone who wants to then take the power from her in some way to do that? Then what's to stop her from either aligning with that person, or what's to stop her from doing it herself? Whether by accident or on purpose. So you have to come up with what in her personality or what in her life, what in something balances that in some way, whether it's what she's been taught or the fact that her father's half human, so he's taught her to respect, humanity and other people, or whatever. Especially if he knows that this is a possibility of what could happen. Maybe he's instilled something in her to then keep that from being a a possibility.
Well, and if you're and I love that idea, Tiffany. I actually think that's lean into that more, especially as you get into like a second and third story. But an idea for a story to look at that's not long, that you can just read up on to give you an idea that you might steal or change from that and use for your own is the Dark Phoenix lore in X-Men. So Jean Grey is the most powerful mutant when she becomes the Phoenix. But there's a fine line between the Phoenix and the Dark Phoenix, which is when like the power becomes so great that she can no longer control it and it takes her over. And that's when it becomes, she goes dark and she kills people and does all the cool stuff that I loved. She was a real queen. Anyway, look into those because I think that's kind of a way to give you an idea of a like the balancing act that Tiffany's talking about and how they wrote it. And you don't have to read that much. It's not like a full novel, but you could look at a few little storyboards of her in those fight scenes and you'll see how they did that internally with her in 5 or 6.
Scarlet Witch is another good one. Esther pointed out.
Oh, yes. Oh, gosh, yes. Yes. Scarlet Witch would be another good example. Yes.
And I love Sky. I prefer borrow or repurpose.
Yeah.
Just repurposing ideas. We're not
yeah.
And to answer Eva's question, no, you are not overwhelming me. I need all of these good ideas and things to bounce around so that I can, have something to work with.
I like the idea of her stumbling into her dad's dreams of her mom. I don't know why, but
I do too.
Oh, yes, that'd be like a funny scene. You could make that like a light. You know what I mean? Like,
saw her conception. Look, she saw
I don't
her
know enough to be that much, so like that's.
I mean, that would be funny.
But no, if you have this idea that the dad has always still loved the mom, like her stumbling into a dream that he has of maybe like when the mom had to leave. And he's begging her not to go or something like that.
Yes.
Or like the first time that
and maybe him promising
told mom that he loved her, that she told him.
Or their rendezvous that they still have met one another somewhere secretly, right? And that's
damn, I didn't even think about
because she wonders like maybe her dad's been going somewhere her whole life and she never knew where or when.
Maybe
but then
he has
when
been
her
sneaking
dreams
off.
unlock, then she knows.
Okay. Sorry, I love that one so much. I love it so much.
I agree, not the conception. That's too much.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think that's funny. But she found out she's
yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, again,
like dad going off in
I do in some ways. I kind of agree with Gary that the dreams are the B story. Like I think you have to figure out what the full story is. Like what is her emotional arc? Because it can't just be about the magic. It has to be something about her. So the dreams and the powers, they're great, but they are the backstory. Like if you think about Harry Potter,
discovering who she is,
but more so even about Harry Potter, he discovers who he is, but the actual story is him finding family.
Right.
Like that's the emotional depth of Harry Potter, is that he finds friends, he finds family, he finds where he belongs. More so than him being a wizard or him finding out who he is. It's about that emotional depth. So you have to figure out what is her emotional journey in this whole situation, and then let that be the driving force through all of it. Whether it is, maybe it is finding out that her mother didn't actually leave her because she didn't care. Maybe that's what she's always felt that, or maybe it's that she's always felt she wasn't good enough for her mother to stay, and now she finds out she's this all-powerful person. So whatever that emotional journey is, you have to figure that part out within the character and then go there.
The biggest roadblock for me ever writing fantasy, notice I still have not published anything, is that you have too much fun writing the magic and the world and the stuff. Like that is fun. This is the fun part. What we've done today is the fun part. But they are all right. The hard part is the real story. Like, what is the point of book 1, book 2, book 3? So what's the overarch of those 3? And then what's the little arch in each of them? What's the little step forward towards the big arc each time? What is that? That's the hard part. So, yeah.
And I like Tammy. She says, I agree with the B story. It gets you to move the story along, but it isn't the main story.
Right.
So,
And I think like figuring out who she is, like, is that the 3-book story or is that the, story in book 1? And then in book 2, she figures out how to control her power
And
or
how many
whatever.
Is it 3 or is
And
it
then in book 3, she gives it up.
I hadn't really decided, but 3 sounds good.
Okay.
I
mean, the only reason I think you should know is
that
it'll
I
help
want.
you figure out.
I know
what
by
your
I
story
want
is.
by the end, since we're going with the whole Cold War thing. Well, I had always wanted it to be by the end where the 2 facets, or the 2, like the human world and the magical world, can coexist together and not be, battling each other.
Segregated.
So she wants to change how things are, maybe so her parents can actually be together.
Yeah.
But not.
Yeah.
No, I think that's.
Yeah.
I think if it were me, that would be the character's arc, right? Hates her mom or something along those lines because she left, she whatever. There's some story she's been told that's not true about mom. Power comes. So the first story is really acceptance of power, and then acceptance of herself, whatever that looks like. And then the second story is going to look like a balance of, balancing the power and the responsibilities that she has. And then probably somewhere along in the larger story, getting dad back if he's been, Tiff style, a la kidnapped. But if mom has
you can put him in a coma. That wasn't
put him
just
in a coma.
me.
I like the coma idea. Coma's good, but because maybe in a coma she finds out that's the one. If it's medically induced or something, maybe that's the one place she can't pierce her power. Like she can't reach him in his dreams because he's medically induced or something, right? But again, that's an overarch. So I have to get my dad back. So that's the second story, and then your final story is the ultimate acceptance of who she is, give her power back to bring mom back so they can be together, and you know what I'm saying? Then there's like a, I don't know, that's rough, but like that's
yeah.
I can work with that. I can work with all of that.
Yeah. Or the aunt can put the dad in a coma because she knows the dreams can't reach him there, or the dreams in an induced coma are really dark and scary and awful, and so he's in like his own hell that she's put him in. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot you can do with that.
She could put him in a coma because he knows things about the aunt that could help the daughter change.
I mean, ultimately, she would just put him in the coma to hurt her, right? Like to keep him close to her. It's just, you can keep it really simple. It's just
to distract her because she wants the power the daughter has.
But also, it's a hook to me that would then drive her more to investigate the mother or to go into the magical world. Is if that's the only way to save her father. Yeah. Like way more than the fact someone killed her mother and she wants to know what happened. To me, if you've got this girl who has been 21 years with her father, this is the only parent she's known. She's been told something crazy about her mom, whether good, bad, or indifferent. But her father has been her rock. He's been the person who has held her together. He has like moved hell and high water for her. And now he's in a coma. And someone comes to her and they're like, the only way you can get him back is to embrace your powers and do this. That I'm walking into. That I'm pushing whatever. If that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do.
Right.
Okay.
Not mine.
And if I figure out mom on the way, okay, fine.
You said what? What was that last part you said to?
I was like, and if we figure out mom on the way, okay, fine.
Yeah.
It's just like how Tiff's like.
I think you'll find mom is less and less important as the story goes on, right?
But
like
not really though, because the mom is the whole reason she has this power.
She does. And she might even come back at the end. But I'm telling you, as far as the writing of it goes, or what will be left when your editor's cut, I think mom will be very not important until the beginning and the end. You know what I mean? Because all the people that are alive are who's driving the story along.
And
it's just a fact.
The connection between the father is as strong.
Think about Harry Potter's parents.
I guess because in the way I see it, she wouldn't have this power if it wasn't for her mother. Her mother's the witch. So
well,
I guess I don't
she won't be in like the middle of the story, like very much driving the plot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, like think about not dead.
Well,
dead or not dead,
dead
part
and
of
then
the plot
unalive.
or not part of the plot, the mom has not been in her life.
Mhm.
So
Right.
again, getting back to what I said originally,
A
where
little
you have to
background.
figure out what are high stakes for her, you also have to figure out what the emotional component is for her. And
For
that
her.
emotional component, if you've
Ooh.
built it the way that you have built it, is probably the father or whatever friendships that it is that she develops. So yeah.
Eva's comment, just like, ooh.
Yeah, that's probably where you need to go, JC. Because the only reason I say that is you're really tied to the matriarch of the story, and
I'm not tied to her. I'm tied to the main character, but I just acknowledge that she wouldn't have this gift without like her mother's the witch. Her father isn't the witch. Like it's her mother's the one with power. So
totally true. Totally true. I'm just saying from a reader's perspective, from what I'm gonna see a little bit about the mom at the beginning, and then not much.
Yeah.
And then the end,
As
it
long
might
as
become
she's
important
dead.
again because she's gone. And the way to think about that is like how often did you read about or see Harry Potter's parents throughout the story? Think of any story, any Disney movie where the parents are killed in the beginning. We really only see they died, the funeral, whatever, and then the story begins. And it's the joke of every middle grade story is like the parents are nowhere to be found. Like who are these parents? So you know what I mean? It's
And
like
also you got to think as the reader, who are we going to care about?
Right, that's what I'm trying to say.
The mom is just
that is
popping
what I'm
in
trying
and
to
out
say.
of stuff, and the mom left the daughter, the dad, the person who's been there, the friends.
I'm not gonna like
that
mom.
There, all the stuff.
Her.
Yeah, I mean, unless you give mom like amazing,
until you know that mom left the daughter,
right? Until you know why.
Blah 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 blah.
Even mom left the daughter to protect her.
She still
I don't like her.
But you still have to lay that foundation. If she is going to come back, other books, you still have to lay that foundation of the mom's importance to the overall story, not just her, not just the main character story,
right?
But like to the things that are going on with like the war and all that other stuff. So she's important in that sense.
Yeah,
right.
No, Sky. No, the aunt does not get a before story.
I love a good villain arc.
Frozen.
I do.
Oh, I do too.
What's
my mom who left? She doesn't know why. She remembers an aunt, but she's in foster care now until a doctor else wants to adopt her.
Oh,
they really do get rid of the parents. No, always. I mean, I'm telling you, it is legitimately, it's like a joke, but it's true.
It was something I read or it was something I was watching that they said part of the reason they do that is because the kids can't do the adventures that they would do.
Exactly. They have to grow.
Let their kid just randomly, go off in the middle of the night looking for ghosts and goblins.
Yes.
Like what kind of parents are those?
Right.
Exactly.
Like, who's letting their kids do this?
So
I like all of this.
What other? Do you have anything else questions wise? Or
I'm so excited to world build out.
Yeah, that's the fun. Truly, that is the fun part. Is it?
I can't wait to read the story.
That's the fun part. Yeah, me too.
I can't wait for you to read anything. Oh, okay. I'm so excited now. I have so much. I have a better vision for the story part. Now that you guys have helped me.
I love this.
True.
They weren't always bad.
There are some people who are evil just for evil's sake. But okay. I like villains.
I guess
I like morally gray villains, the ones that can be redeemed. I don't like the villains who are just evil just because.
And see, that's why I like a good villain arc story, because I don't agree that people are just evil for evil's sake. So I like to see what got them there.
Esther, I know, Esther, I will. But I'm saying
that part.
Ma'am,
here, did you need to pick up? Esther's calling you out.
No. Because I believe Esther's doing a series she didn't plan on doing now, ma'am. So
Esther's still gonna come back and say series. Oh no, she didn't. Never mind. I was waiting on it. I was like, I'm waiting on that, but it did not come.
Give her time.
Give her time. Corrected.
What is magic cancer?
Wait, what?
Sky?
No. Magic cancer.
No.
I think magic cancer may be a hard sell. I feel like we should leave that one.
Esther did come back. She said, I strategically pivot.
Okay.
That's a fair point.
This is not it. We're gonna get
Did
that
y'all
one off
come up
screen
with the
before we
reason
get
for the
canceled
villain
for
to
it.
be a villain? Yeah,
There you go.
Brenna did. No, I think she wasn't here for that part.
Yeah, I don't think she was either. But yeah,
yeah,
we
the-
kind of came up with some ideas, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
The aunt wants her
Yes.
power. The twin wants her mother's power.
Mhm.
And
But also,
she
I
doesn't,
would explore why she wants the power too.
because only one of them gets the ultimate power in the family. And
What if they were twins? So the aunt didn't get a power at all. So she's essentially a witch, but human.
Yeah.
Like she can cast spells, but she has no power. And so the only way to get the power is to kill the twin and get the one that should have been hers, rightfully mine all along.
Yeah, yes, and then but not rightfully hers because she didn't know that the mom had an heir, the daughter,
Right.
and
Right.
that the power doesn't transfer her. So she's like, wait,
No.
why am I not having the power? It's supposed to be mine.
But I would also
You know what
love-
just came into my head? Like on the in the Vampire Diaries with the Gemini Coven, how like the twins they have to fight, and then like the winner gets the power.
Power. That I'm telling you, that's what it needs to be. Like make
This
that
part.
the thing, because she's doing that for that. You know, it's that level stakes. Like the only way she has any powers and could be, you know.
Gwenna at 219. This is what she's saying. Yeah, that's the why. What I'm missing, what does the aunt want? Plan to use the powers.
Oh. That's
So,
a
yeah.
JC question.
I thought
That's
that
not
was
up to
like
us.
the war, or maybe it wasn't.
I thought that was pretty clear. But
You meant the Cold War thing. To settle the Cold War thing. Yeah, well, the human and witch thing, right? Like in all the different factions.
So she wants the witches to have the ultimate power in order to be able to take over the human world?
Right. Like she
wants to keep it separate, segregated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like she's working with the people who want to get rid of the humans or separate or whatever.
Yeah.
Keep everybody
and the mom
segregated.
wants everyone together. So
yeah. So she could be working with somebody. Maybe she has a
she's somebody.
And
Eva said some people literally just hoard power for no reason.
They don't like why. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I think that is a question that you may have to explore, but why does she want the world separated?
Because humans are gross.
Well, because you don't have to be that hard. I mean, twins raises your instinct to have, or not instinct, your chances of having twins. So if her whole thing is, power, then separating off somehow has to elevate, her power has to be elevated by keeping things separate. So then just build it backwards from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe she was hurt by the humans. Maybe she too fell in love with someone human and they rejected her as opposed to the
Oh my gosh, what if both sisters were into the same dude?
I did think that part too, but then I got what was that, a prequel to the Wizard of Oz vibes?
Yes. Yes.
Eva.
Journey to Oz or whatever. No, yeah.
Yeah.
What you're talking about. Yeah.
Eva. She's racist against those.
Oh, I like that. Maybe the aunt lost someone because of a human mistake.
Where is it?
I don't remember.
Oh, here.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh. That's a fair.
Yeah.
But the aunt doesn't have magic, y'all.
Oh, here we go. So no. So the aunt would still be a witch, so she can cast spells and she'll be able to perform magical tasks that any witch could do.
Okay,
but she won't have a specific power.
It's not a matter of human versus non-human. That we're now talking about races. Maybe witchcraft is just a race. But they're all human.
They look human.
No, they are not. Oh.
To each their own, right?
It's only because you can't see their glittery kidneys. If they didn't wear shirts, you could see their glowing kidneys.
No,
which is human, I guess.
Oh boy, no, witches are not human. Anyway, but I have
everybody's human unless you're an alien.
Thank you guys.
Or superhero
for helping me.
Superhuman.
You're welcome.
The next idea I'll come back and workshop later too. But
This has been a lovely show. No, it is a no. It is a no. It is a no. But we have fought this fight.
Exactly, Eva. Thank you.
If the world builder says they aren't,
and JC,
they're not.
They're not. They want the witch.
I believe Morgan agrees,
and I agree.
They're not.
Okay, so that's
in my world, it's not.
In their worlds,
in my world, it
are their
not.
own people. I don't know about Barrett, but this bottom corner right here, we're all human.
Oh, y'all humans.
So,
witches
JC,
are not human. No Sky.
Else from this story we can help you with, because we may never solve this one.
No, I think y'all have helped me a ton. No, Sky said in JC's world, witches, no, they are not human at all. But no, y'all have helped me a ton.
When I read it, they'll be human.
Okay, so your human self can, you have powers to walk through people's dreams and astral project yourself into other people. Like, I just want to know.
You just made it a Cold War, so why would I tell you the truth?
Oh gosh, I love it. Okay, no, I'm good, Barrett. Y'all gave me a ton.
Good.
Enough for 3 books worth.
Good. Yay! We want to see you soon, Gwenna.
Thank y'all so much. Yes. Gwenna should come here and workshop. I would love to hear about Gwenna's 200 plus characters. You should come workshop your idea, Gwenna.
Yes. Well, next month in July is Richard Holiday. And then if you want to join us in August, we have a form that you fill out, and someone may or may not reach out to you. And if they do, then you'll come on with us and we'll sit here and talk through your story with you. You can either send us a treatment of an actual something you've written, or you can sit here and spitball like JC did today. And you saw how fun that was to build a story in an hour and a half. Well, not really a whole story, but like a couple of paragraphs in a 0 draft.
Oh my God, but no, it was so that you started. So helpful.
We have a form for like a while now, Esther. We have been
forming
for months. Months and months, including the month we were closed. Wait, what just happened?
The next one. Where are we moving?
Oh, because didn't her husband getting stationed in Alaska?
But no, I thought Alaska fell through.
No.
Oh.
I will text you tonight, ma'am. We have some things to discuss.
I'm sorry. Now we want to know. Inquire.
Yeah. Phoenix. Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Oh,
the desert.
I already know what you're thinking. And should we think that? I know. I saw immediately where your brain went. And I was like, I don't think we should think that.
I'm not sure what y'all thinking, but no.
I don't know. To go.
It's beautiful. It's
too
beautiful.
damn hot.
We'll all come visit when I'll come in the winter. Yeah. Okay. Yay, Gwenna. Exciting.
Yay. But
Sweet.
It's so pretty, and there's so much
you,
there to do. And I mean, yeah, it's hot. I'm sorry.
Hot. Especially right now, it is hot. All right. So everybody out there, if you want to join us, fill out the form. We will get you up on here. You do not have to have something written. You can just pop on with an idea and we can spitball with you, or you can write something and we can give you specific feedback, your choice. Does everybody want an outro?
Sure.
Oh, Romance Writers Room. Sorry. Watch it. Esther said shameless plug and I remembered. Yeah. Sorry, I screamed at you, Morgan. I'll mute myself now.
Oh yay, Gwenna! She says, "But I get to drive through misery to get there." So I'll see y'all on the way.
Hey. Who's starting? Me?
Sure.
Hi, my name is Morgan Lee. You're here on my channel. I have 2 books out. The next book in my trilogy is going to release on August 5th instead of July. What else? AWC is next week. Yay. That's it. That's me. Next. Barrett. You're next.
Hi. I'm Barrett. I'm going to do videos again someday. And when I do, I hope you watch them and hit the like button. And then otherwise, I'm with these ladies once a month.
Thanks for the reminder, Esther. I totally forgot that I need to plan quarter 3. So if you need someone to hang out with you at 6 p.m., let me know. And then also, oh no, I may be doing something. I don't know. My life. But I do have a release coming out on Tuesday, Sailing with the Ranchers. So if you want to go check it out, it's on pre-order now. Yay!
Oh, I'm JC, and I post videos on Mondays. I live stream Wednesdays at 7 p.m. I have books and one coming out summer 2024. That's it.
Tiffany, do you want the link?
Oh, I was just messaging. Sure. I might be going to the theater tonight. That's still up in the air. So if I don't, then yes, I'd love to come hang out with you. If I do, then I will be outside in the heat, and I can't.
Oh.
I'll be in chat.
But I'll be singing Les Mis songs, and I will be happy.
All right. Well, I guess
Yay.
we'll wrap it up. So thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.